Wiseguys. How's everybody doing tonight? We have a great show for you, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get things going, just a couple quick announcements. We do ask all the shows in progress that you please keep your table talk down to a whisper, which means no yelling or hollering out at all the shows in progress, as a courtesy to the comedians and also as a courtesy to the people here to watch the show. Now is a great time to turn off your cell phones. Thanks for coming out to Wiseguys. Now let's get things going by bringing to the stage your opening act and MC for the evening, ladies and gentlemen, the very funny, the fresh King Benjamin.
Yeah.
How's it going, everybody? How are we feeling? Okay, hopefully you warm up a little bit more. Welcome to Comedy Rumble, you guys. I'm very excited. This is the very first Comedy Rumble. Give it up for that. Now, in honor of the very first Comedy Rumble, I'm going to do something for the very first time. And there are a lot of things that I have not done for the first time because I grew up on a polygamous compound. This is true. I'm not making that up. That's not a lie. So I'm going to drink my very first Sex on the Beach in front of you. Is that okay? Now, I have to give a little bit of a caveat to that because it is Utah. And I don't know if you know this or not, but in Utah it is illegal to pour a Sex on the Beach because it has too much alcohol. So in Utah you have to do a modified Sex on the Beach, which I think should be called a soaking on the beach. Or maybe like a heavy petting on the beach. Just the tip on the beach. Anyway, so I'm going to kick things off by drinking my very first Sex on the Beach. Drum roll, please. Rudy! Just like me. You guys, I am very excited for tonight. Let me talk to you a little bit about what this show is, and then I'll explain the rules, and then we'll get started. So, oh man, that is hitting me hard. Where am I? So, this is Comedy Rumble. This show came out of my own experience. So I've been doing stand-up comedy for about 3 years. And one of the things that is really tricky about stand-up comedy is that we have to practice in front of you. Like I can't go practice in the mirror and think that I'm funny. I have to practice in front of you guys, and it's either funny or it's not. And it's really tricky as a young comic to get stage time. When you start out, you're usually doing open mics, and you'll get like 3 minutes, and so that's a 3 minute is a really great experience, but you need to have longer times. And so the goal of tonight is I've got 12 really great new comics. They're gonna come up, and they're gonna be battling each other for longer set times. So we're gonna do 4 rounds of comedy, okay? In the first round, all 12 comics will do 1 minute. That 1 minute, by the way, is totally new. This is something they have never said in front of an audience. Brand spanking new, so we'll see how that works. It might be funny. It might not. It's actually your job to tell us whether it is or not. So we'll bring one person up, they'll do 1 minute. We'll bring another person up, they'll do 1 minute. And then you all will vote by applause which one you want to see go on to round 2. Does that make sense? Are we all on board for that? Or is everyone, you all want to be part of this?
Yeah!
In round two, we're going to bring up 6 comics then, and they will all do 3 minutes. They'll do 3 minutes, and again, we'll vote on who gets to round 3. Round 3 will be 3 comics. They'll do 7 minutes each, and then there will be a closer at the end who will do 12 minutes at the end of it. In between, myself and my co-host, who I'm going to introduce you to in just a second, will be sitting over here, and we will be critiquing them. And hopefully that critique will be helpful and funny. But whatever it is, it's going to be something. It's going to be something. So those are the rules. That's how it's going to work. You guys excited? Okay, right. So we're going to kick things off. I'm going to bring in my co-host. Let me tell you just a little bit about him. His name is Marcus Hardy. Marcus is a really good friend of mine. He actually coached me when I first started doing stand-up, and he's one of the reasons that I've been able to get the experience that I have, because I was able to get to open for him, which gave me access to longer set time. So I wasn't just limited to doing 3 minutes at open mics. I was able to do 10 minutes and 15 minutes at weekend shows in front of live audiences like you guys. And so he's been a comic for 20 years. He has a really hilarious show that you all should check out in West Jordan next weekend, the Marcus and Guy Show. He's one of my very favorite people. Please give it up for the very funny Marcus Hardy.
Give it up for Ben for bearing his testimony. Oh man. I don't want to take up too much time, honestly. Is that good enough? That's all I want to do. What I'm really excited to do. What I'm really excited to do is bring these comics up. Now, what I want to tell you guys is the same thing I told them back there. And Ben did a very good job bringing this out. This is scary. It's not easy to come up here, try things, try new ideas in front of people. So tonight, you guys need to be the audience that supports these guys as much as they are giving to you. So tonight, just really keep in mind that some of these things are being said for the very first time. So you guys are here to lift these people up, and and we're still gonna make fun of them a little bit, but it's all in good fun. It's all to make them better. So we're gonna give it back to Ben. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, give it up for the creator of tonight, Mr. Ben Brown.
Thanks, Marcus. Hey everybody, come sit right next to me, and we can play footsies and get all cutesy together. I'm very excited that you're here. You haven't commented on my pigtails yet, which I'm a little sad about.
I didn't want your boyfriend to get mad at me for making fun of your hair.
Yeah, well, I just want to say that they are not actually called pigtails, they're called pligtails.
Pligtails?
Pligtails. I tried to get them to be called hogtails, but nobody believes that I have a hog. That's a joke about my penis, you guys. I'm really excited for tonight. Let's just kick this off, shall we?
I want to see the first one.
Okay, so we're going to reach into this bucket right here. I don't know why you laughed over there. We didn't say anything funny, ma'am. Stick with the program.
Buckets.
Buckets. Is that what your husband, is that what you call it when you guys make love? You stick your hand in a bucket?
Oh, I'm gonna get wrist deep in the old bucket tonight, honey.
Whoa, we know.
Stretch.
Also, it's not a bucket. That didn't work. That was called a try. Okay, here we have. So we're gonna bring up two people. Here we go.
Do they get to fight?
They do get to fight. Yeah, they're gonna fight or kiss. Okay, I like this. Okay, so the first two, we're only gonna bring one at a time. It's gonna be Helen Anderson. So Helen Anderson, you're gonna be coming up in just a second. And on deck, we're gonna have Jason LeDuc. So everyone, give it up. Give a really warm compliment. Yeah. So very funny, Helen Anderson.
Hey everyone, I have some good news. My husband just retired yesterday. So he can retire because he's 14 years older than I am. Of course, that age gap doesn't mean anything at our age. But some people had a problem with it when I was 10 and he was 24. So my husband's older and he's very traditional. He's what you call a trad sugar daddy. And trad or traditional sugar daddies, they're great because they pay your tithing for you, they take you on luxurious missions, they buy you designer temple clothing. But I want to be clear, I am not a gold digger, okay? I'm not even into gold. I prefer crypto.
We know.
And that's it. Thank you, guys.
Helen, stay, hang out here for just a second. Marcus, any thoughts for Helen?
I really like the joke about your husband being a pedophile. I would just bury the lead a little bit on that, no pun intended. But I think maybe just changing that setup to the idea of letting the audience figure that out, saying people haven't always been that concerned about the age. People aren't that concerned about the age group now, but we have been dating since he was 24. That way they figure it out that you were 10. You know what I mean? It might leave it better. But other than that, I mean, that's just my critique. I don't know. What do I know? I thought you were fantastic.
Yeah, I love the way you came up and just really owned the stage right away. I thought that was really great. My favorite joke there was trad sugar daddy. I don't know why, but that tickled me so hard. I want to be a trad sugar daddy. So if anyone in the audience needs a trad sugar daddy, talk to Marcus.
I also like how like I might learn how to spell from you. You know what I mean? Like you look like a second grade teacher. You know what I mean? Like
You look like you should be giving a conference talk.
yeah, that's awesome.
You sound like you should be giving a conference talk.
Yeah, good job. Give it up for
Helen.
Helen.
Give it up for Helen, everybody. All right, let's keep things going by bringing up the very funny Jason LeDuc, everybody. Give it up for Jason.
Horniness is the only emotion with a perfect solution. All the other emotions, like anxiety and sadness, not as easy. I've been trying for a while. I think I realized recently that the cure to anxiety and sadness is probably the same as the cure to horniness. People always talk about post-nut clarity. Nobody talks about post-nut happiness. All right, thanks guys.
Give it up for Jason LeDuc, everybody. Give it up. 10 seconds back to the room. Jason, are you Helen's son? You look like you could be.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to clean your room. It's gross in there.
I liked the way your timing was really good there, the way you started with horniness. Earlier in the green room, we were talking about efficiency, right? As a comic, it's important to get to the point quickly. And so that really worked, and you just sort of held that there. I thought that was really great. Marcus, any thoughts for Jason?
The sad character, right? Like I don't know if it's a character, it's a version of you. I don't know what it is, but there's also like this air of like mischief and like smile around your lips. So I don't know if it's more convincing to an audience member, like if you're coming from a sad place, like staying sad, owning that a little bit more, and then delivering the sad from the funny place, rather than walking the line. But I thought you were really funny and your jokes were good, and I'd like to see more.
Oh, thank you.
One thought, Jason, too. Yeah, give it up for that. I'm not going to interrupt this. Jason, one thought physically. So you're kind of like up here, just kind of relax back down, like ground down into here.
Yeah.
So you're sort of like up into this, and this is where we deliver from. Right?
Okay.
So kind of like chill out down into there.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Any other final thoughts for Jason?
No, I like that. That's one of the things that I always tell people. I tell performers. Most people want to like take their act to their audience rather than having people lean into what they do. So they go off their front foot. It's like what rock stars do. They're always front foot energy, right? They're doing this. Comedians should be back foot energy. If you can lean back, deliver that same performance from your back foot, have your audience lean in, it's twice as powerful.
Okay, let's bring Helen back up. Helen, come on up. I honestly don't know which one of you I want to see.
Honestly, this is a tough one because one of these guys has to go.
One of them has to go. Yeah.
Can I reserve judgment until I see if two other people suck?
You know what? Maybe we can do whatever we want.
Here's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in this whole thing.
I love this.
Because I'm super stoned and none of this matters.
Perfect.
I am. Look at my lip keeps sticking to my gums because of my cotton mouth. I'm gonna say both of you get to go through until someone from another round knocks one of you out.
Here's I'm gonna edit that a little bit. As the Lord and Savior of this event, I'm gonna say that both of us have the ability to kick someone else out and bring someone back.
Okay.
So if we want to later on, we can. If there are two people that suck later,
I can pull. Okay, but I have to make a decision right now.
No. It's that we're gonna let them.
Oh, them's the decision.
Them's are the decisions.
Oh, God.
We just get to influence them by talking about how much we love both of these guys.
All right.
And how the other people
Are we doing it by applause?
by applause. Yeah. So if you
You're all gonna take out a piece of paper and write the name.
everyone raise your hand
We're
like
gonna
we're in Sunday
each
school.
vote. This is a long show.
It's a long show. We're gonna be here for 12 hours, you guys.
By the power of noise.
By the power of noise, who thinks that Helen Anderson should go through?
All of her students that are here tonight. We love you, Miss Anderson! I want to do finger paints!
And who wants to see Jason? Helen, thank Jason, you're going through to the next round. And Jason LeDuc, everybody. Okay.
This is fun. Let's see who this next round is about.
Yeah, hopefully
Nice.
these.
Can I pull these?
You can pull this one, yeah.
I pull two?
Pull two of them, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this name here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do this name here.
Oh, these are great. So we've got coming up first is going to be TJ Menlove,
TJ Menlove,
and coming up second is going to be Joshua Martin.
Joshua Martin. Okay,
So everyone, give it up for TJ Menlove.
here we go.
How's everyone doing tonight? Okay, so anyone ever hate when the police are behind you? Come on, applause if you do. All right. So I had an experience not long ago. I was actually going down I-15, and while I was going down I-15, I saw the lights behind me. And right then, I knew he was going to pull me over. So I leaned over to my fiance and said, "Hey, would you do me a favor and open up the glove box, pull out my registration and my insurance?" She opens it up, and just then, I saw the can of fart spray. And I said, "Hey, spray it." So she sprayed it. And just then, he came up to the window, and he said, "Sir, oh my God, what's going on in there?" He said, "Jim, give me just a minute." He backed off. But he came up again, and he rolled down the window and said, "Sir, I think something's died in there. I gotta call 911 or get someone out there." I said, No, she has IBS. I just need to get home. She just needs to get home. He goes, "Well, let me escort you home." So all the way from I-15 to Sandy.
Time. Ladies and
Give
gentlemen.
it up for TJ, everybody. TJ, hang out here for a little bit. Mark, any thoughts for TJ?
Yes, I would give you two things. Number one, so you didn't get a chance to finish the joke because there was a little bit of wordiness in there. One thing I would always say, and this would I apply to every comic or anybody who ever speaks to anybody in the public ever. Never ask your audience's permission to tell a joke. Never ask them a question. Like to say something like, "Hey, do you guys hate when the police are behind me?" Okay, clap if you want. That wasted 7 or 8 seconds. They didn't clap. Of course we all hate when the cop, nobody's like, "Fuck, I love when they're back there, I feel safe." Like they're escorting me? No, everybody hates it, so just assume. I hate when the cops are behind me, I'm sure you're like me. The other day I was driving down the street, boom, now you've done that and you've set it up in 1 second. Secondly, the details of that, right? I was driving down the street, I pull over, the cop walks up, I roll down the window. No, of course, all that happened, right? So get to the point. I had a thing of fart spray, I sprayed it out, the cop walked up, I rolled the window and I said, "My wife just shit her pants." Right? It's right to the joke. Of course that's what it is. We don't need to have the other details. The extra details are always for us. Only tell the details that you need for the joke.
Just as an idea for a process on that, what I like to do is because it's hard to get the wordiness out, right? Like we have to sort of work through that. So what I like to do is I'll film myself, and then I'm listening, and I won't even watch myself, I'll just listen. So when I'm listening, I'm actually not listening to what I'm doing, I'm listening to what the audience is doing. So I'll listen back to all of my sets and I'll hear, when is it that they laughed? When is that pop? And what was it that I said? What was it that I did that made that thing pop? And can I get to that thing more quicker, more efficiently?
Yeah.
Because I don't need all that stuff. You had a couple good pops in there, but there was a lot of lead-in that probably didn't need to be there.
So yeah, on the second round, funny, get to the funny, quick.
Give it up for TJ Menlove, everybody. As just a quick little note on the way I'm going to do time from now on, because I'm figuring this out as I go. I'm going to do a little sound when it's at time, when it's at 1 minute. I will go meow, and that'll mean it's 1 minute. That'll mean stop talking, and then about 5 seconds later I'll go roar, and that means shut the fuck up right now. Okay, so
He could have just got like a buzzer.
No. That would have required some foresight and planning, and I'm literally flying by the seat of my
Make your
pants.
animal noises. This is fun.
That's what we're gonna do.
Okay. Joshua Martin.
Joshua Martin.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up.
All right, some of you might not know who I am. Some of you may know who I am, but might not be sure of me. But tonight, I need you to run with me. And I need you to run with me like the wind. Build a better tomorrow. Today is a thing of the past. It's time to build a better tomorrow today. Right now, I need you guys to initiate, proactuate, assert, be the aggressor. It's time to sense the tiger, know the tiger, eat the tiger, become the tiger. Who's with me?
Meow. Give it up for Joshua Martin, everybody. Currently running for president with more energy than most of our candidates.
That was absolutely incredible. Unbelievable.
I wrote down one word, and this is one of the hardest things I think for any of us in this business, because what we do is inherently ridiculous. And sometimes we want to look cool, and sometimes we want to make sure that things work, so because our ego sometimes sneaks in. But I wrote down commitment, because in order to be as funny as we can be, we have to commit. And that was just absurd levels of commitment. I thought you were going to challenge The Rock in a fucking steel cage. Like, this Sunday, you and me, brother. It was incredible. I don't know what you're going to do next, and I really want to see it.
I really want to see it too.
Yeah, like I really want to see it. I don't know what it is. Like, don't disappoint me.
Josh, what I loved about that is that is unlike anything I've ever seen you do. Your energy was, I didn't know that you had that in you.
What I love about that too is that your voice, because that's funny that you said that, because in my mind I'm like, yeah, your voice was, but your eyes never fluctuated. It was like a serial killer yelling at his puppets, just like, no, I will not clean the blood from the floor. It's terrifying and wonderful, and I love it.
Brilliant, I loved it, dude. Let's get give it up for Joshua Martin, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's get TJ back up here.
Oh, Josh.
This pairing looks like a well-to-do dad and his ne'er-do-well son.
Yeah.
Look at that. If you would like to see TJ Menlove pass through to round 2, I forgot what round we were on. I think I'm getting a contact high. It's possible. If you would like to see TJ Menlove move on to round 2, make some noise. TJ brought his beeps.
Yeah.
And if you
fire alarm back there. Crazy.
I think that's his wife.
Oh, she went. I was like, that's amazing. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, that's her.
Literally the only time she's made that noise.
Yeah. And what about those who want to see Joshua move on to the next round?
That sounds like Joshua.
Like Josh. That was very close.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it one more time.
TJ.
Joshua? All right, Joshua's on to the second round too. Okay, you pull one, I'll pull one.
I love this.
Okay, ready?
Hang on, I gotta sort this. Joshua's over here.
Yeah.
TJ's over there.
Yeah.
Josh, here we go. Ooh. Magic. Okay, I got one.
I've got one as well.
Okay, I've got Amara Ames.
And I've got that name.
That's Brooke Tennyson.
Brooke Tennyson. All right.
Okay, so everyone, make a very warm Comedy Rumble welcome for Amara Ames.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Not gonna lie, I'm very nervous for the comedy competition. I'm not very good at this. I've only been doing it like 10 years, so I'm not very good yet. I don't know. I stayed up all night for the last like 5 days trying to write a joke for this first minute. And now I can actually see into the future due to the lack of sleep. So here are my predictions, if you'd like. Number 1, someone shits themselves on stage. Not gonna say who. Number 2, somebody pisses themselves on stage. Okay. Number 6, Brooke vanishes into thin air. A comic asks if
Meow.
anyone. Yep.
Give it up for Amira, everybody. Amira, why don't forget, I just want to say, I'm really impressed with your ability to listen to the audience. So there were a couple of times where, and to drop shit,
I don't
apparently.
need that. I don't need that.
So you were tuned in, and when things didn't quite land, you were able to make it pop again by responding to
Sure.
the laugh. I like that a lot.
Whatever you say, man.
I love Amira. I love everything. I've been a big fan of you for close to a decade now. I've watched you shit yourself on stage countless times.
You raised me.
No, one of the things that I love about you is you are, and every comic and everybody in this room can attest to this, you are a perfect example of taking what we are and just accentuating that into the most perfect awkwardness, which is really what we try to do. We try to take those awkward things that we all are as performers and weird people that crave this job and lean into it so much that we're the caricature almost of what we should be. So I love how defined you are in who you are and what you bring to the stage. I really do.
That's a perfect neg, Marcus. Thank you.
What does that word mean? Is that a TikTok word? I've never heard that. Is that a pronoun? What does it mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a men's
I'm
rights
47
activist.
and I just like women.
Pickup artistry.
Pickup artistry?
It's where you shit on
Look it
women
up.
to make them fall in love with you.
Oh, is it really?
That's how it is.
Oh, no.
Amira, before you leave though, I thought that I saw a picture on that piece of paper. Did you draw a picture?
Yeah, the picture, by the way, the
Maybe
paper
if
killed.
I get through, maybe we'll
Oh
see.
my god, you guys, if we pass
I don't know.
Amira on to round 2, we get to see the picture that she drew. Give it up for Amira Ames, everybody. Who did we get? Oh, Brooke. And welcome to the stage, Brooke Tennyson.
So, you know when you get to that part in your relationship where you start Googling really sad things, like how to know when he's not in love with me anymore, how to know when the relationship is over? So I did a lot of Googling and it was all worthless because I found out the real answer. And the real answer to the question, when you know your relationship is over, is when he answers the phone while you're giving head. No, that was the correct response. It was devastating. Guess who was calling? Ma'am, who do you think was calling? It's who you think. It's his mom. Yeah. And it would be one thing if they like lived far apart, but he lived with his parents. Like he could talk to that bitch anytime. He doesn't just get me all the time. Like I don't know what he was thinking with that. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of that. So thank you so much.
Give it up for Brooke, everybody. Brooke, I've noticed that a lot of your jokes are about giving head. Do you do anything else? It's exclusively it. Mark, any thoughts for Brooke? Other than upper head game? Take a class. Watch The Grapefruit Lady.
I would just say that
I like the way that laugh rippled around the room because some of you know what I'm talking about. Google it later, how to grapefruit your man.
If I make the noise into the microphone, can I go to the next round?
You just make the noise right now.
I need a guarantee.
I mean, that's for the audience.
You don't get the noise for free.
You guys, hold this, a picture from Amira and a sound from Brooke.
it's a battle of the senses. Here's what I will say. I will say this. You look like you're 14, so that was awkward when it got to that part of the joke. I was like, oh, young lady, you should wait to grow up later. There's a time in our lives when we don't get back. It's called adolescence. Dear Margaret, no, but I would just say this. I liked how disarming that was, but at the same time, I think that there may be a different way to approach that where you put it in the front so that it's not the punchline, it's the jumping off point, and it might be it might reap more jokes, it might give you more material.
Maybe to build off that, here's kind of how that landed for me. I think that sometimes when we're starting out, we want a response from the audience, and shock is a response.
Yeah.
But shock isn't the response that we're going for. We're going for funny. And so I love that material, but I think that sort of subtly sliding into it where there's a little bit, kind of like it's sort of some foreplay,
Exactly.
right?
Well,
Like, move them up, yeah.
but also think about this. If you come up and you're spending a minute of your time to get to the point of, I was giving my boyfriend head and he answered the phone, his mom called, right? If you came out and said, the other day I was giving my boyfriend head and he answered the phone while I was doing it with mom, right? Just right up front, how many more jokes could you get in that 60 seconds, right? So front loading it with that and then using it as a jumping off point.
Yeah, so pop them early, get them laughing early, and then build from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, pop them early. Everyone, give it up for Brooke. And let's get, no, stay here. Brooke, don't leave. Amara, come on up. Give it up for Amara, you guys.
Fight each other.
All right. If you would like to see Brooke pass on to the next round, make some noise. That must have been her boyfriend.
That'll put it over the top.
And if you'd like to have Amara go through, make some noise. Let's do that one more time. Brooke. And Amara. That sounds like Amara to me. Amara, good job you're going through. Brooke, thanks for coming.
And thanks to your boyfriend for coming.
And thanks to your boyfriend's mom.
Well, he was on the phone with his mom.
I have a lot of moms and I would not answer any of their phone calls.
I can't imagine how hearing his mom's voice didn't immediately make him soft.
Right,
Like, you know what I mean? Or was that
Or
what did
that's
it?
what he did. He was like, Mom,
no.
Mom, in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna need you to call me. Because I'm gonna need some help getting over the hump.
Honey, is that you?
Oh yeah!
Sick. We are gross. Well, everyone, that is our halfway through round 2, so give it up for yourselves. You all had a wonderful time. Are you guys having a good time? Is this a fun show? We're having a good time up here, Marcus. You having a good time?
Oh, I'm having the best time.
I'm having the best time. It's fun. Sometimes our knees will bump into each other, and I'm like, ah. Okay, here we go.
I thought it was the table leg.
Nope, that's me.
Oh, good God, you spindly scarecrow.
Okay, I love that this just happened.
Is
So-
this
so-
matchup?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just read this?
Yeah.
Jimmy Glass?
And Kai Madsen.
Okay.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Okay.
So
People
everyone.
are groaning. What does that mean? Is there
No,
front-loaded drama?
I love this. I love this because earlier this evening they were both like, I hope we don't go up against each other. And now that's happening.
And now they're touching tips.
Now it's
Right up against each other. As
So-
close as two men can be. Eyeball to eyeball.
Everyone, give it up for the very funny Jimmy Glasscock.
How's it going, you guys? Walking into the gym the other day, I held the door open for this guy, and he makes eye contact with me, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good." And then he opens the other door. And I was appalled. I'm like, it's literally less effort to just go into the door I'm already holding open. Anyway, we're working out next to each other. He's got 300 pounds on the bar and no spotter. He's like, "Help!" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." I just let him die. I like to think I'm a nice person though, but I went to Panda Express yesterday, and they're like, "Sir, would you like to round up and donate to the kids at the Primary Children's Hospital?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm good." I just let him die.
Give it up for Jimmy Glasscock. Jimmy, I'm going to start off by saying, well done. That was a tight set, especially considering that, so earlier Jimmy was like, I have a minute 15 and I don't know that I can do it, and you came in under time. So really great job managing your time there and really crushing it. I love that set.
I will say that one of my favorite things as a writer and as a studier of material is structure, right? And when you think about most joke sets, they don't often have that. And the most successful things are very well structured. They have a beginning, a middle, and end. They often follow same criteria as like the rule of threes in comedy, boom, da-ba-ba, right? It has a rhythm to it. And what was amazing about that is it did. It had a beginning, had a middle, had an end. Called back to it 3 times. The structure in that, now all you do as a headliner is just replicate that, because what is that, a minute? So what is an hour? 60 of those, you stretch that out, and now all of them. That's all it is.
That's how time works, you guys.
It's just that simple. But if you can write 1 minute of jokes, right? That's why when most people think about this and they go, only got 5 minutes. An hour of material, that's impossible. No, it's not, because you just do what you just did, and you do it 60 times, or you stretch it out, and you just follow those rhythms. But that was perfectly structured.
Good job, Jimmy. Head on down. All right, you guys, make some noise for the polar opposite of Jimmy, the very funny Kyle Madsen.
I can't believe you called Jimmy ugly like that, Ben. I'm his friend, I get to do that to him. All right, so I think cocaine and reality TV is pretty similar. You know? Because, what? I will mess if you let me speak, but I have a minute. Because here's the thing, if you don't do it, you know, and you know somebody who does it, you're like, they're trash. You know? But then if you have just a little bit, you're like, I need to consume as much of this as I possibly can tonight. It doesn't matter how I do it, I'll stay up all night. You know? I don't know. I never actually watch reality TV, so. Alright, I'll end there.
Give it up for Kai, everybody.
Mark, you want to start us off there? Sure. One of the things that's so great about comedy is that it's never the same, and it uses the things that happen, right? One of the big things and trends in TikToks and Instagrams is people liking crowd work and interactions and things like that. But what a lot of people don't know is a lot of that stuff is rehearsed and sifted through and whatnot. Real moments when you literally have a minute, you don't get thrown off, you have a playful interaction, you don't throw any emotion at it, you just have a top.
Oh no, I hate it. I do.
But no, that's one of those things. And again, now I'm gonna sound preachy when I say this, but like one of the things that I did very early on in my career was when something would happen, even when somebody would do something that wasn't even like, she's not mean-spirited, she's not annoying me. It's not even, you suck, you're not fun, whatever it is, right? We have that tendency to go, fuck you, it's my fucking shit, right? We get all pissy, but that's ego. And that's us performing from a place of that. When you realize that everything that happens is useful, everything in our lives is possible material, everything that we see is a possibility to find the funny in it, then it becomes an opportunity for creativity rather than a roadblock. And what I loved about that was you had 1 minute of time, you still told the joke, you used that, got a laugh on it, leaned into it, that was fan-fucking-tastic.
Thank you very much.
The thing that I loved about what you did, in addition to everything that Mark said, is the big laugh. It wasn't even something that you said. It was an emotional reaction that you had in front of us, right? So the thing that was funny is you were like, ugh, right? You just did. I don't even watch the tape later, but that was the thing. And that moment, I don't know why that was funny back there, you guys.
But it was, yeah.
Like that moment of like, you didn't even need to say anything. You just needed to feel what you were feeling in front of us, and you did it in a funny way. And so it didn't matter that you got thrown off. It didn't matter that that wasn't planned. You still got the laugh, and it worked really well.
And to tag on to what he's saying, ultimately, and just a little secret of the trade, nobody in the audience will ever attach or remember the words as much as they will remember the emotion. That's why they connect to the joke. That's why 30 years later, a joke that I saw, like I always use the Eddie Murphy's Delirious, I watched that when I was 10. I can still think about it, it still makes me laugh. Why am I still emotionally connected to it? Was it because of what he said, or was it because of the emotion? So you operated from emotion tonight, that's why that was resonant.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Kai, everybody. Let's bring Kai on stage. Oh, this one is really tough because both of you really crushed. So we may need to use our.
Maybe a veto.
We may be able to save one of these guys later. I love how.
How do you guys fuck?
Consensually.
Not that. If you would like to see Jimmy move on to round 2, make some noise. If you'd like to see Kai move on, make some noise. That one is tough. That is really, okay, Jimmy. Kai. That is evenly tied.
I mean, honestly, that was as close as I've. I mean, I don't know. Does anybody have? I know we don't carry them anymore. Does anybody literally have a coin? Do you have a coin? I want an actual coin. I don't. They're not asking Siri.
Dude's like, we can ask my phone to do a virtual coin toss.
You got a dime.
You are a dime.
Is the quarter. Okay. So this is old school, all right? This is old school. Heads or tails?
I'll do tails.
You'll do tails. Heads for you. I'm gonna just let it land on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, and whatever side up. So your heads.
Tails.
Your tails, heads, tails.
Okay.
Oh, look at that spin. Heads. Ladies and gentlemen, time moves on. Time moves on. Let's
Give it up for Jimmy, you guys. Give it up for Kai.
Try hold on to your quarter in case of another. I'm gonna keep it right there in case of another time.
This is a magic quarter. Let's see.
What year?
2021. 1 year. They still make.
They still make quarters, you know.
Did you know?
We used to get them in our Easter eggs with our M&Ms.
Wait, Kai was heads, right? Kai's moving on.
Yeah, guys. Remember that? They're just like, here's your candy and your coins. They were in our car.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? No, you were just given a whittled piece of wood.
Right. No Easter on the compound.
Happy Mothers and Mothers and Mothers and Mother's Day.
That is my very least favorite holiday.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Fuck Mother's Day.
It lasts a month and a half.
Okay, here we go. We got two more sets.
Oh my gosh. Did you get one or two?
I got one.
Okay, who am I going first or are you going first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
This is going to be H. Alexander. It's going to be our first one.
And that's going to go up against Oz Morris.
Oz Morris, okay. Everyone, give it up for the very funny H.
This is my first time as a 1 minute man. Yeah, like you. I'm more of all night long or 3-day kind of tryst guy, you know, where everyone pounds each other and some cranberry juice to stave off a UTI or bacterial infection. You know, another one of God's gifts to vaginas. It can take a pounding and a licking, but watch that pH balance, you know what I mean? You know, any other guys here who also used to be a giant lesbo? You know? Yeah? Not those cis straight guys who are like, I'm a lesbian too. Not that. I call those guys IHOP guys. They think they're the International House of Pussy, but really they're the International House of Predictability. Get a new line, dudes. Come on, raise your hand. Who has used that cheesy line? I'm a lesbian too. Kayla and I just heard it from a dude recently, right? Okay, that's my time.
Give it up for H, everybody. H, love the energy that you came up with. Really great, matching kind of where we were at before. One just quick piece of feedback is the mic stand.
Yes.
Right? Own the stage first, move it, it's yours, and then go out, because it made it sort of funky, just energetically.
Oh, it should. I'm awkward.
No. One thing I would say about awkward energies, okay, and it's true.
I got it.
One of the reasons that we do what we do is because comedy finds funny in awkward.
Yes.
Comedy finds, it gives home to awkward, right? And that's what's so great about comedy. But when we have energy, I started, like I said, I've been doing this for 20 years, and when I started, I was a very high energy person. And I've come to the stage with very high energy, and oftentimes I would bring my energy to the audience. And what I always tell people is, it's not about us assaulting an audience with our energy. It's about listening to our audience and starting at them. If I try to lift water, if I try to move water, it doesn't work. But if I'm in the water and we're all the same temperature, then I'm the motion. And then I just move the waves, right? So listen to them. And rather than coming up, and I'm not saying change the energy, adjust the energy to bring them to your level rather than assaulting them right off the bat, having them have to take a second with the cold water.
Yeah, I assaulted them. Sorry, guys.
I'm just saying, bring them to you.
Okay.
Right? Bring them up to you. Start at them, kind of bring them around. So that's my take.
And really lean into that. One of the best pieces of advice that Mark gave me when I was starting is to listen. to really listen to the audience. And what I noticed that he does that I totally stole from him is before a show even starts, I'll walk around the room and I'll have my eyes closed and I'm listening to the pitch. I'm listening to the where they're at, and then I meet them there, and then I bring them up. Right? So really listen, and then, because then you can slide in there, and you can do what Mark is doing.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it really is. It's connecting with the energy rather than fighting.
And can you adapt that to someone with ADHD? Teach me how to listen.
It's easy. Whatever.
Do you want to use your microphone?
You probably have. If I imagine all performance is a rhythm, right? Some people are a 3/4 rhythm and they just stay on that rhythm. Some people have a different rhythm, right? You probably sound like a jazz drummer, right? All you have to do is find the fours. It's still gonna have a rhythm. All you have to do is find a rhythm in the chaos, right? You still have a rhythm because you're not just a whirling dervish that just fucks off into traffic when you're out of here, right? You listen, you somehow get here. So if you can do it, just find whatever rhythm in that is.
Got it, man.
Someone please make sure that H does not fuck off into traffic after this show.
Yeah, okay. I need an escort, guys.
Give it up for H, everybody. All right, and now let's bring to the stage the very funny Oz Morris. Give it up for Oz, everybody.
Male lemurs grow bigger testicles when they're around other males. And human males buy big trucks when they see one of those lemurs. I was at the beach with my daughter, and she said, Dad, I'm afraid of crabs. And I said, hey, just practice abstinence. Taylor Swift actually is diagnosed with epilepsy, and but hopefully she can shake it off. Listen, if you don't like that joke, haters gonna hate it. I think that's gonna. Wait, no, wait, I have one more. Sorry, what was the last one? Oh yeah, I'm working on healing my inner child, and but trying to spend more time. But I can't really say things like, "Not tonight, guys. I gotta have a date with a little boy." No, wait, the boy inside me.
Give it up for Oz, everybody. Mark, you want to kick this off? What do you think for Oz?
I think that you have. I think that you have a lot of enthusiasm and performance skill. I think that's one of the things that a lot of people don't have, is being able to stay in line. But there's a small line to walk, right? Comedians aren't just people who can say something that is funny. They can take a thing that's funny and say that. If that was the case, the cast of Friends would do stand-up. They're not stand-up comics. They're people who can say something funny. So our job is to be funny, right? So the jokes that you write, right? It was following a very written rhythm, right? I found out when my daughter, and then I got crap. And then it went up, and then they buy the truck. And everything was kind of like this seesaw action, right? So what I want you to do is get out of the idea of I need to write a joke and find a funny. I need to find something funny and tag onto it. You know what's funny? Balls. You know what's funny? My daughter has crabs. You know what's funny? You know what I mean? One of the things, and I'll tell this to everybody, all the comics, it's not about what is funny. It's about finding things you love, the things you know, and finding the fun in it. So if you really are a dad, if you really are, what's genuinely funny about that, right? What's genuinely funny about those interactions? Look for those things rather than trying to find, like he said, the shocking moments that will get a reaction, because good comedy isn't about getting a reaction, it's about making a connection. So we would much rather have something that people connect to. That's what keeps you in business for 10 years, 20 years, whatever it is. Reactions will be forgotten quicker, because they will react to something else, but they don't connect to something as quickly.
I love that. Yeah, give it up for that. And I would just maybe tag on to that and say, of all of the people that have come up so far, you're one of the strongest writers. So your ability to write jokes is really, really high level. And what sometimes doesn't work, and what I think maybe is that authenticity, right? Is sometimes you're so focused on the craft of the
joke writing,
that it's not it's not quite it doesn't feel authentic to you.
Here'd be a good exercise for you. A little game called What Else Is It, right? And what that is like, da-da-da-da-da, that's kind of like this, right? So in comedy we always go, and it's like this, it's like that. Okay, so if you have that set up and it's like, my daughter has crabs, what else is it? What else can go there? What else is a punchline? Give me 20 punchlines to that setup. Write them. And then find the one that's most natural. And then have 15 more in your pocket so it feels natural. Right? That's what comics do. We're magicians. We leave the house every day with a dove sewn into our jacket, a fire up our sleeves, and a frog in our throats in case somebody wants to see a joke. That's what makes it seem authentic. That's what makes it seem organic. So you have to have all that. So create the model and then just make as many options as you can. If you're the writer, then connect to the most nuanced, best path for you.
And I would maybe, I love that advice, and I would maybe say offer an alternative perspective, which is lean into what you value as a person. What are your values as a human? What is important to you? What matters to you?
Maybe it's lemur balls.
Maybe it is lemur balls, right? But there's got to be something important and valuable that, like, and then craft your material around what's important to you, not just what's funny.
Yeah, perfect.
Love that. Thanks, Oz. Let's bring H back up as well. First, give it up for Oz, everybody. Let's bring H back up. Give it up for Oz and H, everyone. If you would like to see H move on to round 2, make some noise. If you would like to see Oz move on to round 2, make some noise.
I think it's H.
Give it up for Oz, everybody, and
we'll
for
see
H
H in the next
We'll see
round.
H in the next round. Okay, this is our last duo of oneers, of 1 minuters.
Okay, there you
This
go.
is mine.
This one's mine.
You go first. That's Orion Trunk.
Orion Trunk?
Yeah.
I saw them open for 9 Inch Nails. It was Orion Trunk and 9 Inch Nails at the Zephyr Club in 1996.
I don't know what any of those words mean. Is it the Mormon Tabernacle Choir?
Yeah, that's who was there. They were there too.
And I've got Kayla Stone.
Okay. I got Kayla stoned earlier. So
You really did. Okay, let's make some noise for Orion Trunk, everybody.
Orion Trunk.
Let's make a little more noise than that.
All right. Yeah, my name's Orion Trump. That's me. Good to be here. I just got off of work. I work at home remotely, so I'm in front of the camera all day on Zoom and everything. Some of you guys probably know how that goes. I'm just gonna change real quick. Got to be professional for work, so that's how that goes. So I just recently got Mario Lopez's new cologne because I just wanted to see how Access Hollywood smelled. That was really it. And every time I go shopping, I see these picture frames. They're big in Utah. They say our family lives here. Have you guys seen those picture frames? I don't understand why that's needed to just say like our family's here. So I just started for housewarming parties and Christmas presents. I would just give out ones that say this family doesn't live here, and just include a picture of myself with this outfit. But other than that, I went to the gun range recently, and I'm not sure why, but they had Braille on all the things. That just didn't make any sense to me, but I'm glad it's there. Thanks for the time.
Give it up for Orion, everybody. Orion, I want to start here, and I want to say the best laugh that you got there was with the shirt reveal. Hilarious. That was one of the best laughs that we've had all night.
What about my shirt?
And your shirt is, you're butt ass naked back there, buddy. And but you veered off. So rather than you got a really big pop, and rather than playing there with that thing, you went over here and you talked about something else. So stay with the big thing that works. I wrote down the immediate thought that I had was business in front, party in back. Right? We're talking about Zoom, right? So there's play with that thing. If you're gonna go through the trouble of whatever the fuck you did to your shirt and set that up, use it.
100%. Same thing. It's the same thing with the overloaded thing, right? Like it's like once you've done that, you either lean into it or everybody's going, well, what about the shirt, right? For the rest of the set, right? So either does it go at the end and do we build to it somehow, or do you front load it again and then tag off of the funny reveal, right? Because what I got from that was I only have 60 seconds. I want to try to get as many jokes as I can in. This would have been just stay on the one and hammer it. That probably would have sustained the laugh, right? And when he's talking about sustained laughs, right, it's the ability to connect them. So the audience is going rather than going right? So connect them.
Give it up for Orion, everybody. And give a big Comedy Rumble welcome to the last member of our round one, Kayla Stone.
How we doing, you guys? You know, it's crazy that you can finance almost anything these days. People buy shoes online, clothes, trips. You can finance plastic surgery as well. I don't know if you guys knew this. $150 a month for a BBL. That's all it costs, you guys. I just want to know what happens. It's like a loan, right? I just want to know what happens like when they don't make their payments. They have like a repo man just come and knock at your door like, hey miss, you're a little behind on your behind. Default equals deflate. So they just take some scalpels, you know, and just dig it out of you. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. These are mine, by the way. I paid for them. 64 months on Klarna. That's gonna do it for me, thank you.
Give it up for Kayla, everybody. Mark, what do you got for Kayla?
Same thing that first of all, I think Kayla's very funny. I've also known you for years, and I think you're very funny. What I would say about that set in particular is the same thing I would say to anything, right? The funniest part of that set was the wordplay, behind on your behind, right? If you're gonna take the time to write something clever, don't front load it with a bunch of non-funny stuff. So if that's the case, right, just set that up. You know, you can finance anything today. You can finance plastic surgery. What kind of repo job is that? Right, get to it, right? Just get to it, set it up, then allow the audience to kind of follow you. Oh, what kind is it? Right? Take them on the journey, but get to that just a little quicker. Yeah.
That would be my advice as well. And also, I love your jacket. Can I borrow it later?
If you wanted to drench in sweat, then yes.
Hot. Give it up for Kayla, everybody. Let's get Orion up here. Orion, come on down.
Kayla also cut the back out of her shirt. No reason. Let's just keeping the jacket on.
If you would like to see Orion move on to round two, make some noise. Okay. If you would like to see Kayla move on to round two, make some noise. Orion. Kayla. We got another coin toss.
I gotta go back to the coin. Could you hear a winner? Yeah. Who? You said Kayla? You say you choosing?
Well, no, I guess.
No, you're. He said so too. She's yelling it at me too.
Everyone's yelling at me.
Fine, Kayla won. It was Kayla. Fine.
Kayla.
Fine. I've been yelled at into submission by the lady in the shadows.
We are spineless.
Yeah, you know what?
We have nothing.
Yeah. We're gonna give that round to Kayla then.
Well,
Johnny and Smoke.
Let's do that one more time. Orion. And Kayla. That was Kayla.
They made their point.
Great job, everyone. Orion, thank you for coming out. Kayla, you're on to round two.
Okay.
Hey, everyone, give it up for yourselves for making it through the very first round.
So let's get a part three.
So bring up, was it Amara? I forgot.
Is Amara?
Bring up Amara, Kayla, and Jason. Thanks, you guys. You have been a really fantastic crowd. Thanks for bearing with us.
It's a different kind of
We're
show.
figuring
I
this out.
appreciate you guys trying it out. And I want to say, because he won't say it, Ben's been doing this for just about a year. When I first met Ben, he's not kidding. Ben grew up on a polygamous compound, and when I met him, he was an awkward guy who was trying to find his place in the world. He had escaped. He had this wild perspective, and he had so much personality and so much talent. And within a year, this guy has set up shows all over this valley. He has headline weekends. He has opened for big names, and he is crushing it, not just here, but on TikTok, on Instagram. He's an extremely creative person who learned very quickly how to focus and make his creative process super efficient. And I'm very proud of this guy. This is what comedy is. It's new voices supporting young comics. So give it up for them.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
That made it all worth it.
That's it.
If you would like to see Jason close out tonight with 12 minutes, make some noise. If you would like to see Amara close out tonight with 12 minutes, make some noise. And if you would like to see Kayla wrap us up, make some noise.
I think it was, ladies and gentlemen.
Everyone, give it up for Jason and Kayla. And we're going to give Amara 12 minutes. And I think you and I should get the fuck
I think we can get off and give it up for our headliner for this night's show, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the very funny winner of tonight's show, Amara!
Okay, I think that's my time. Give it up for your hosts.
Give it up for Amara, everyone. Let's get it. Comedy Rumble. Okay, here's how we're gonna wrap things up. So number one, thanks for coming out. We want to make this a monthly show. So if y'all like this and you want this to see more of something like this, tell your friends about it. Talk about how much fun you had. Follow Comedy Rumble on Instagram, Comedy Rumble SLC. That's where we're going to do posts about upcoming shows. Give it up again for all of the comics that went up. They all did really great. Give it up for my co-host Marcus. Marcus will be headlining with his buddy Guy. The Marcus and Guy show is next weekend, next Friday and Saturday at Jordan Landing. And you guys, I shit you not. I have seen that show over a dozen times, and I laugh hysterically every single time. If you have not gone to the Marcus and Guy show, you owe it to yourself. With this election year, you owe it to yourself to go out to that show next weekend. I'd like to just ask all the comics, if you can meet me out front, I want to take a picture with everybody. And if you guys want to come and hang out and chat with any of us, please do. And again, follow us on Instagram, Comedy Rumble SLC. And we'll see you guys at the next show. Thanks for coming out.